I want to ask you guys quickly, doing a little stock watch here. Who is the player that has to step up and elevate their game this week? I don't think you can ask Caleb Wilson to do more than what he did in that little stretch against Navy, because that absolutely changed the outcome of that game. But who's somebody that needs to do more than what they've done thus far for North Carolina to be successful in Fort Myers? Sean.
I was hoping you were going to go to Sherrell with that one first, because I think you can go a variety of ways. I'm going to go. I'll let Sherrell talk about the guards. I'm going to go with Henry, who played extremely well, has been consistent. But right now you look at UNC on KenPom, they're 36th offensively, and I think coming into the season, you said, hey, this has a makings of if things are clicking, top 20 at worst offensive team, potentially better to get all those pieces. So I'm going to go with Henry just in terms of that offensive focus. I know he's been shooting the ball well, stretching the floor, but just having him locked in from probably maybe outside of Caleb, the highest paid transfer, and the guy that was really that linchpin in terms of their portal focus, should be playing like the all ACC player I think he can be. So once again, you can probably go a lot with the guards or Stevenson, but I want your best player, second best player playing at that level, especially against teams that have bigs and will be looking that are a little more physical as well.
All right, Sherrell, same question. Sean just either gave you an easy out or made things difficult for you. You're up.
No, he gave me an easy out. I think the obvious answer is Kyle Evans, right? I think we all agree. He's played well as a facilitator. His assist rate is 30%. His turnover rate is 23, but it's come down. It was up around 25 a few games ago. And I think he's doing a really good job of finding Vesar, of finding Wilson, of keeping the ball moving. But I think I've said it at least 10 times now. Like, what he does better than anyone else, above all else, is shoot. And he showed it at Colorado State. He showed it in the tournament in that huge game against Memphis. He'd even showed it before really the Navy game. I mean, coming into the Navy game, he was 7 of 17, but he went 1 of 8 in that game, and it kind of tanked his percentages. This is what happens this early in the season. But it'll take a lot of pressure off of Vesar and Wilson, who I think we all agree are Carolina's 2 best players right now. It'll take a lot of pressure off of them if he's able to hit 2 or 3 in the game, because then say Tom Izzo changes his mind and decides, well, they can't really shoot as a team, and I'm going to shut down these 2 guys in the middle and make the guards beat me. I don't think we've seen that in a game just yet. The second half against Kansas, Trimble and Evans were really good, but we haven't seen a game in the entirety where the whole game plan was stop the 5, stop the 4, and see what the 1, 2, and 3 do. And I could see, like Sean said, with Wojcik being such a good coach and Izzo being such a good coach and their staff having some experience, they say these 3 guys, Stevenson, Powell, Bogovac, and Evans, those 4 guys, they can't beat us. We're going to make them beat us. And if that happens, you want one of them to step up. So I said Evans just because he's the starting point guard and they're expecting a lot of him, and he's been really solid. But it's really the 4 guards. Like, they're going to have to, the 3 guards and Stevenson, they're going to have to hit some open shots and not just do it in one half. Go, if they can go, 5 of 12 or 4 of 14 from 3 over the course of a half or consecutively, and hit that 8 mark that Sean always talks about, 8 of 20, 8 of 21, something like that, then I think they'll have a good chance to win.
So I don't know who the player has to be. I don't think it matters. But North Carolina's got to get something from the backup 5. I said it earlier. I kind of teed it up a little bit, but since neither one of you guys jumped there, that's where I'm going to go. I mean, so far that position has essentially been more useless than a glass hammer, and they've got to get more out of it. They've got to get some sort of production, some sort of stability, some sort of flex that they can allow VSR to breathe a little bit, and they don't have to rely on him getting 35 minutes a game. It's great if he does, but at some point during the season, if not now, they've got to see some sort of stability from those backup positions. And it was nice to see Zayden High get some baskets. It was nice to see James Brown be a little more under control. But both of those players right now are, to use Sherrell's old adage, I don't think they're in the circle of trust for Hubert Davis. And until they can earn that trust and start giving some more calm to this roster, I think that's going to be a real potential Achilles heel for the squad. Guys, we're going to take a couple of viewer questions tonight before we get out of here. I do think if North Carolina is able to win 2 games this weekend, I think it just further cements them as legitimate. Give me a prediction, Sean. What's the record after this coming week?
2-0.
Man, look at Mr. Positive over here. Man's got 2 kids, and now he's calling 2 wins. Sherrell, same thing.
Well, if I'm not calling a win against Michigan State, then who am I?
I'm calling the game, Joey, so I cannot do a prediction. But I will say the key to no. You remember when they used to do that, Herb Street?
Thanks, Kirk. I appreciate you.
I used to laugh at that. I was like, dude, you've kind of told us who that you're going to win. Just say it. No, I think I really think 2-0 as well. Because I think the players only meetings can get really what's the word I'm looking for? They can be overhyped. It's like, oh, you called a players only meeting, cool, good job. But it really, I think, meant a lot that one, Seth Trimble, who was out, was one of the people who was heavily involved. Caleb Wilson, who was a freshman, you saw him, as Sean said, he just went into like takeover mode. Like, I'm not going to let this team lose this game. And as an aside, like, how refreshing is it that Carolina kind of has that guy and he's not 6 foot or 6'1" or 6'2"? Nothing against the guys who were that size, but it's been, I would say, some time since they've had someone who just went into like, okay, you guys aren't going to do it, so I'll do it. Hold my beer type deal. So that's refreshing. But I think
I love that you just dropped the hold my beer in the middle of a late basketball podcast on a Sunday night.
I was gonna say hold my hat, but that's even older. But the whole point is, like, I feel like they're gonna come out fired up because I feel like they just didn't play to the level they expected themselves to, and that kind of accountability within a team, just haven't seen that in the last couple of years. Really, I guess last year we didn't see it. We saw it in the Cormac Ryan, Harrison Ingram year, but I don't think we saw it the year before in the Nance, the year after the national championship game run. So player-led teams just, to me, have a way of like kind of galvanizing themselves and really getting themselves up for these big games. So I expect them to come out against the Bonnies and against Michigan State and really play like they have something to prove. And that is a big part of Caleb Wilson and why he's so important to the team and to the program. Because I think in the past, too many times Carolina has had players who were like, I'm at Carolina, like this. I'm at Carolina. I'm the best. I'm supposed to be here. Whereas Wilson actually is like a really good player, a great player, but he doesn't play like it. He plays like he has something to prove. And as we've said over and over, that stuff is infectious and it spreads. And it's hard not to do it when you see someone like Caleb Wilson do it. So that is why a very long-winded 90-second explanation of why I think they're going to win both games is because they're going to come out, with a lot of intensity and a lot of focus.